Hi everyone, it's Nick. Welcome back to my channel. Look, in this video today, we are going to be talking about red hot kitchen design trends that I can't stand. These are the stupid interior design trends that people are doing in their home. These ones are the hot ones for 2026, okay? So you're not gonna see double kitchen islands on this, even though I still can't stand them. And I raised the alarm back 5 years ago to say that these were stupid, and y'all agreed with me, thank you. Even if you didn't, happy you're here. But you know, that's not even on this list. People are still doing weird things. They're still coming up with all sorts of fun, stupid, awkward, impractical things in their kitchen. And that's what we're gonna be talking about. These are the hot trends that you see all the time, and they just don't make sense. So if you're renovating a kitchen or building a new home, listen on so you don't make these mistakes, because I guarantee you these are gonna look stupid in a few years, because they look stupid now. And if you're not renovating a kitchen and you're just here for the snark, that's fun too. I appreciate you here as well, because, well, that's what we do here on the Nick Lewis channel every Saturday morning. So let's get going. Okay, first up on my list, these things go hand in hand, and that is gonna be show kitchens and prep kitchens. So this is a huge trend that I'm seeing in kitchen design right now. And this is, well, we'll get to where it kind of comes from, but really what is this? This is where you see these big, beautiful show kitchens that are maybe designed for entertaining, but really they're mostly there to be looked at and admired, to be honest. They're usually very large, they usually have beautiful stone, they usually are quite impractical, they are not really meant to be cooked in. So there's usually could be really poor layouts. They could have poor ventilation. There could be really poor material choices, you know, that don't make sense for a person who actually cooks. They can be expensive appliances, or perhaps not even having the right appliances that you really need for a kitchen, because that's not what it's meant for. It's meant to be looked at and gawked at. It's like this beautiful, gorgeous kitchen that you're just supposed to look good on Instagram and in magazines or whatever, but it's not actually used for real life. And then the second piece that goes along with this trend is the prep kitchens. So this is now where you do all the dirty stuff. And this started with a pantry, I think, for a lot of people, which is, let's have a hidden pantry, or a storage thing, which is great. That's like for your canned goods. It's for maybe your countertop appliances that you should be putting away because you don't want them cluttering up your countertop. If you've seen my organization videos, you know I'm a big fan of that. And so that's great. But then it's now evolved into, let's put all the pretty stuff in the show kitchen and let's have the prep kitchen in the back where you actually do the real stuff. I think this is incredibly impractical and doesn't make a whole lot of sense for people unless you have a very large home and a very large budget, because you're essentially kind of building two kitchens, and it doesn't really make sense for most people. It's a little bit silly. I think really if you have a beautiful functional kitchen in your home, that's a wonderful thing, and I think that's what you should shoot for. But these sort of storage rooms, I think we started with like, hey, this is a nice pantry area to store my, you know, San Marzano tomatoes, and then it sort of evolved into, I can throw a blender in here, and then it was like, I'm gonna put the microwave in here, and then it was like, let's put electrical, and then it was like, let's put a sink, and let's put the espresso machine, and now before you know it, you got your ovens back there, and now you're in a dingy, quiet, little, stupid kitchen when you just have a perfectly beautiful, amazing kitchen right over there that you can't use because you didn't think this one through. Now, I will say in a lot of like South Asian families, Chinese families, and all across Asia, you do see this style, and that's mostly, I think, less to do with let's have a pretty beautiful marble kitchen and then hide all the dirty stuff. And it's more actually about when you're cooking with spices and you're cooking with lots of things, you just don't want it necessarily to go into the rest of the home. So there is some historical use case for having two separate kitchens, which I do understand. But I think for most people here, speaking very generally, if you're the type of person that is mostly, I don't know, air frying tater tots or something, or sweet potato fries, I don't think we're dealing with the same thing as a person in India who's making, you know, cooking with lots of spices daily, right? It's just not the same. So I think you need to really be like realistic in terms of who you are and how you actually cook. I think a nice, beautiful, functional kitchen that is well ventilated and has, you know, a great space plan that is practical and uses the kitchen triangle and all the things I've talked about makes way more sense than this hot trend that is, for most people, stupid. I think because the reality is this is just a way for people to show off how much money they have with their show kitchen while accepting the fact that they also need to maybe cook once in a while. Okay, next on my list is the trend that will not die. I have to, and it's not open shelving. I didn't even put it on this list, you guys, and you know I don't really like a whole lot of open shelving. I think the open shelving thing is finally, so there you go. There's a brief mention of open shelving, but hopefully it's on the way out. So I wanted to focus on stuff that's still hot, and that's gotta be pot fillers. I'm still gonna talk about pot fillers because they're still popular. I still see them in high-end design all the time, and in my current house that I'm rebuilding, I've had some preliminary chats, and we're like, do we put in a pot filler? And I'm like, hell no, I don't want a pot filler. It's another thing to break. It's another thing to mar that beautiful, amazing, I just don't understand when you go and you get some gorgeous slab of stone and then you you stick an ugly pot filler on it. And I've already said this before, it only does half the job, okay? Yes, it's great that you put your pot on the stove and you put your pot filler and look, water comes out. Isn't that amazing? You don't even need to go to the sink. How amazing. But now you got a pot full of water and you're gonna have to bring that pot full of water to the sink anyway to pour it out. And honestly, that's the hard part because you got the full pot. Do you know what I mean? Well, I don't like this. I don't like this trend. I don't think it makes a whole lot of sense. It never did. It is the trend that will not die. I still see people, it's a weird, I don't know, a lot of people see it as a flex. I don't really see it that much. I honestly just think having a gorgeous backsplash is far more interesting. That's unmarred by a pot filler that only does half the job is way better. There are really cool, awesome, practical things that can make sense for people, like a hot water faucet or something. Amazing. Like those can be really great. There's ones that have them like built in where you can have the cold and the hot water right there in the kitchen sink. Like that's practical. Like if you make a lot of tea or a lot of coffee or something, that's a wonderful thing. Like that one practically like makes more sense. I think you're gonna get a lot of use out of it. A pot filler is just a permanent thing that's probably gonna like it's gonna break eventually, and I don't like it. I don't think it makes a whole lot of sense because it doesn't actually do the one job that you ask it to do properly. Okay, next on my list, and you're gonna think this one, you're gonna be like, Nick, this one's not back. What are you talking about? Well, Shay McGee over there at Studio McGee says it's back. And that is gonna have to be cropped cabinets. I have, and many other people have, I'm sorry, but if this is gonna go in the other direction and we're doing the cropped cabinet thing, and I do see it on social media, I'm just gonna call this a trend that I'm calling right now as stupid and will last a few years before we go right back to cabinetry to the ceiling. Now, if you have double height ceilings, don't put your cabinets up, okay? Use your brain, okay? Use your brain. Don't put cropped cabinets all the way up to a double height ceiling. So there is that, so, you know, but if your ceiling is a normal, you know, if you've got 8-foot ceilings, 10 foot, whatever, 9 foot, you're fine. Put the cabinetry to the top. Because when I see these dusty ass cropped cabinets, all I see is that's gonna be disgusting up there. And what are you displaying up there really? Some like fake plastic plants? Some teapots? What are you doing up there, Mom? Like, that's what Mom puts up there as teapots. Like, you know what I mean? Like, what are you doing up there? It doesn't make a whole lot of sense. It's just gonna attract a whole lot of dust, and you're never gonna get up there and clean because it's already really annoying to get up there anyway, to get a dish from the top. So if you know, how often are you really cleaning those things? I guarantee you ain't up there that often. And so this just looks like it's not gonna be a trend that should last because it is impractical. And usually when I try to spot a trend that I think isn't gonna belong for this world, practicality is one of the things that I really look for. I did a video when I was like, how do you spot a bad trend? And that was one of the things. Is it impractical? And this one is impractical. Now, if you're like, but Nick, I'll never use the top of those of the cabinetry because it's so high, so that's why I decided to crop them. Then my answer to you is, then just put in like a dummy thing and don't use it at all. Just literally fill it in and you don't have to use it. You don't have to use it, but then you also don't have to dust it either. So if you're not gonna go up there to get a pot, you're also not gonna go up there to dust it. So I would just say cover it. You can fake it and make it just, you know, cover it with the same cabinetry. Your custom cabinetry can do it. Whoever's doing your cabinetry can absolutely fill in that gap so that you don't have to worry about it. It'll look so much cleaner. It goes right to the ceiling. It always looks better. I'm sorry, I'm not buying into this trend. I'm letting this one skip me. This is an example of a hot kitchen trend that I'm saying I'm just gonna let pass me by, and I think it should pass you by too. Okay, next up on my list, and I see these all over the place, it's gonna have to be workstation sinks. I don't think these look very good. Now, if they're practical, then let's talk about it. But I just don't think you're using the functionality here as you think you are. So if you're not familiar with what these things are, they're basically a trough, shall I call them? Like it's a giant trough that is cutting a massive, these things are usually huge. They're cutting a massive square rectangle thingy into your beautiful countertops. And from there, it's got little fillers and little slideys and little thingies that you can put in. And then it's like you're working at a Subway now because that's what it looks like to me. It looks like you've got like, welcome to Subway, what would you like? Cold cut trio, sounds good. That's what it looks like. And you got all these little compartments and little dishes, and I don't like any of them. I think that type of stuff is better concealed. If you can build that into the cabinetry, that's ideal. So you can have a little spot for your multi-purpose cleaner. You can have a little spot for your sponge or your little IKEA brush. Or even if you neatly put these things on the countertop, I don't mind them. Let's try to make them aesthetically beautiful if we can, because we're displaying them because we use them regularly. That would be ideal. Bonus points if it looks good. But even if not, it's practical. Let's be real. We need scrubby brushes. But if you can hide it, even better. But these workstation sinks are just like, hey, what if we put all this stuff out in the open so everybody looked at it? And I just think, again, ugly things can be important if they have great use cases. I just don't think you're really using it as much as you think you do. I don't know. Feel free to sound off in the comments if you're like, nope, I love my Subway prep counter and I want to make sure that I'm going to keep this around forever. In which case, good for you. I think these are hideous looking and I don't think they're as practical. If it's me, I would say a nice single basin, not a big double basin guy, not gonna lie. Single basin, and ideally I would like it to be undermount for sure rather than the overmount. It just looks a lot cleaner. I think it looks a lot more modern. It's just a nicer look in my opinion, and that would be my preference. Ideally in like a sill granite or some sort of material, or stainless. You can go with the stainless steel, that's great too. That would be my preference. You know, sometimes we're just reinventing, we're just reinventing sinks, and I don't think we needed to. I think this is one that maybe was this is over-engineered in my opinion. Okay, and then next up on my list, and this one's just personal. This is just me. This is just, I'm sorry. This is, you're here, this is my channel, I can say what I want, okay? So you might not agree with this one, you might not agree with any of these, but this one in particular might be controversial, and that is gonna be overly cozy kitchens. This is very 2026, and I don't know if this is because the cottage thing, traditional is back. I don't know, like all these different sort of looks, but everybody wants overly cozy. I love a cozy moment. Okay, love a cozy moment, as much as the next guy does. But these are really heavy, and I would actually go so far as to say that what you call overly cozy, I would call hot cluttered mess. So I think it's, you know, beauty is in the eye of the beholder, of course, but these are difficult to navigate. And usually whenever I see these trends, and this is just sort of like the design style where everyone's like, we're just gonna have really fun, it's gonna be super cozy, and you have all sorts of little thingies and trinkets and little fun little things around the kitchen, it's gonna be super cute. And you say that, I see, where's your prep space? Where's your counter space? Where's like the stuff that you actually use in the kitchen? Why is there all this stuff that is completely non-functional? It's cluttering up your countertops, right? Why do you live in Hobbiton, right? Why is this Bilbo Baggins' house? Like it's too cozy, it's too much because it's cluttered. And I just think if you love that design, then save it for a different room. The kitchen is function. I mean, all rooms should basically be function first, but let's be honest, sometimes there's moments where you're like, it's not functional, but I like it anyway. The kitchen though is a frustrating area to navigate if it's not functional. You can get away with it in the living room, you can get away with it in the bedroom, you can get away with it a little bit in the bathroom, but this is a space that is really screaming for function, and I just don't think these spaces look very functional. I think they look like hot cluttered mess, as I said, that's when I'm gonna coin them, and I'm sticking with that. And I think people will ultimately find that if you actually are a cook and you actually use your kitchen, you're probably going to need less stuff and that's just taking up space, and more hopefully beautiful things that you use on a regular basis so that you can navigate your kitchen effectively and be able to build beautiful, wonderful meals and share them with your family and your friends. That's the goal, okay? That's the goal here. And yes, we want to be organized and put stuff away that we don't use every single day. That's ideal. Please don't look at my kitchen back there, because as I always say on the Nick Lewis channel, I am indeed a hypocrite. Do as I say, not as I do. But, you know, we're trying to be our best here. We're all trying our best. And I think that you're better off choosing functional items that are hopefully beautiful. And if they're not, you don't use them on a regular basis, put them away, have storage solutions for them. This is the types of things that I think builds for beautiful, amazing, functional kitchens, not adding ferns and other assorted crap just because it looks good, because, I don't know, Urban Outfitters tried to sell it to you. Okay, so that's it for me today, guys. I hope you really enjoyed this video. I'm gonna link here to the video that I mentioned earlier where I said how to spot a bad trend, because I think you'll see some of these trends. You'll understand why I think they don't make a whole lot of sense. So go check out that video and I will see you all in the next one. Thanks a lot. Bye.